I've been in the competitive Fortnite scene for a very long time, right? Getting me 3.15k earnings and top 80 PR and OCE. And there's always been this sad situation I've seen happen where someone believes that they can't go pro. Maybe they say they have bad genetics, their reaction time is too slow, I can't think that fast, I just don't think I'm cut out for this. But the real issue deep down on why they can't go pro is because they have no confidence in themselves, like in their life as a whole. They would otherwise be able to go pro if they just had that confidence. Cause yeah, I know people will disagree with me, but the facts are, if you want to go pro, you can if you do the right things. Even though being slow in the head with bad reaction times is usually just not true for most people that say it. Yes, it would be a disadvantage, but why not just be an IGL, bro? And I'ma just be honest, stacked laggy lobbies almost have zero care for your genetics or reaction time. They simply just care if you've been in a similar situation before, so now you know what to do. I say this a lot, but at the end of the day, in an actually important tournament, game sense is what brings you 99% of the success. But because you think you can't go pro because you have slow reaction time speeds or bad genetics, you just aren't trying as hard to go pro, therefore you won't go pro. You might be starting to agree with me here, but obviously I just can't come on here and just say, okay, just be confident and you'll go pro, guys. No, that's useless, and we know that ain't gonna change a single thing about your life, and it's just gonna continue on normally with no change. How you gain actual significant self-confidence is by starting with something very small that builds up your confidence. What do I mean by this exactly? Let's say you tell yourself something like this: okay, I'm gonna do 10 push-ups every day for the next week. Yeah, that's probably gonna do nothing for you and is completely useless, but with the terrible self-confidence you have right now, when you successfully complete those 7 days, you will gain self-confidence, even if it's just a tiny bit, because you've never seen yourself stick to something actually challenging in your life before. And then with that little self-confidence you now have in yourself from that little challenge, you can now move on to something a little bit bigger. Like, okay, now let's make up a proper bodyweight exercise routine that I can do Monday through to Friday. I'll challenge myself to do this for 2 weeks without missing a single day. Now let's say you've successfully done that. Now you've gained even more self-confidence, even if it is just a little bit more again. And then from there on out, for the rest of your life, you continuously have challenges in your life in which you need to focus on sticking with something in particular, and each time it must be a little bit harder and harder, until one day you just look back and you're like, wait, I have some crazy self-confidence now compared to what I used to have a year ago. Because after all those little challenges adding up and getting harder and harder every time, you're actually now sticking to things that are actually pretty impressive and hard to do. Remember, it's impossible to be in your situation now with no self-confidence, then say, okay, starting tomorrow I'm going to run 10 miles every day, I'm going to weight train every single day, and have a cold shower every single day. Then after a month of doing that, I'll have so much self-confidence in myself. No, you're just going to end up giving up and then literally having less self-confidence than you did previously. Just start stupidly small and work your way up.